All right, all right, all right. Figured I'd switch up a little bit instead of my normal thing. So, one of my other famous lines that I have is, "There's a million ways that I could start this video." Uh, I'm sure it's going to be my typical stuff, rambling all over the place, but I just try to do these live, unedited, keeping it real, bro. So, I am a stay-at-home dad. My daughter says that's a new thing for the videos. I guess that's my 2020 word. Last year was transparent, transparency. This year it's so. Because she's almost 2 years old. And she's like, so I guess I'm saying so a lot. Anyway. So this one will be how I became a stay-at-home dad. And I'll try not to cry, because usually when I tell this story, it makes me cry. Because kids are the best. Born 1975, so you can do the math, because I'm super vain about that. Met my dream wife when I was about 30, and I'll tell that story in another video. Chinese, if that helps. The story, 4'10", 80-ish pounds, absolutely gorgeous, just a real sweet, good, wholesome girl. Fell in love, literally, really instantaneously. Knew that was the girl I was going to marry, everything, I was done. But to back that up real quick, I just always wanted to marry my high school sweetheart, which didn't work out because I went to a really small school and it was kind of slim pickings for me, you know. So fast forward to 30ish, finally met the woman of my dreams. And then this is where there's been some fighting through the years. How old was I? Well, my son is almost 7 over the summer, and we're in 2020. So I might try to do the math. About 7 years ago, almost, well, 6.5, whatever, 7 years ago, or maybe actually 8, my sister-in-laws both had kids. And this, all of a sudden I remember, is the pressure from my mother-in-law and everything for us to have kids. Now, I never wanted to have kids. All I knew is from when I was a little, sorry, checking the battery on the camera. All I know is when I was a little kid, just wanted to marry my high school sweetheart with one girlfriend, that was it. For some odd reason, that's what it wanted, that's what it was. Never wanted children. So when we got together, we were together for years. I kind of talked back and forth about it. It really never came up much. And all of a sudden it came up. Didn't want kids. And there were some fights, you know, screaming, you know, I don't want fights, blah, blah, blah. But basically, I didn't want to leave her. I was not going to get a divorce because I don't believe in that. And there's nothing wrong with it, really. Family, you know, of course, there's the family issues, the in-law issues, whatever, but isn't that every family? Luckily, my family, for the most part, my 2 sisters ran away, my dad I don't talk to, so, you know, not ran away, but, you know, they're all the way across country, and my mom's here, so she doesn't have to deal with my family, so a lot of fighting. So I gave in, and I also, at that time, I think I was 288 pounds of all muscle. Now, I'm on hormone replacement therapy, TRT, but legally. I'm not going to underground gym, I'm not on steroids, bro. I mean, I legally do it. It's paid by insurance and all that stuff. So the reason I'm saying that is because I figured I get tested. Zero sperm. So I'm figuring, awesome, never get pregnant. So the doctor switched me to propionate, which is more of a natural testosterone. Some women even take it, help for fertility. Well, I'm actually going to say this. Oh, I got to watch what I say. Um, I can't tell the truth, but our that part of our life is people dream of. So anyway, you can look into it because she would kill me if she found out, if I was too honest. So for most part, let's just say and that was the other thing the doctor says, which I heard from what you got to stop for a while and then do it. So for most people, that's not wrong because they don't have, they don't have sex with with each other. So I said, screw it. We're just kept on, and we're just saying within the first 3 days, it happened. Well, obviously I didn't know it for a while, and then it happened, and I was like, well, it's here. What am I going to do? I mean, it's happening. I wasn't like most, I was like, cool. I'm a naturally happy camper. Sorry, allergies are really kicking in. So, gotta love Florida. Even though I had my deviated septum fix, still happened. So, had a kid. Found out it was a boy. We both wanted a girl, but we're like, cool. So we have a boy first. No big deal. That's where I'm gonna start crying. Greatest thing in life. And it really is. And I know we're all raised by our fathers and grandfathers. I gotta watch what I say. We gotta be PC. Real men don't cry. We're blah blah blah. But screw that, I cry all the time. Especially being an old man. Life sucks when you get old. Now my nose is really stuffed. So, had the boy, dream son. Well, he didn't look like me. He's half Chinese. So his name is Thornton, aka Thor, but doesn't look like Thor. He's not blonde hair, blue eyed, whatever. But I mean, honestly, I'm not saying that because it's here. He really is. You couldn't ask for a better kid. I mean, I could go into it, and I'm going to be just a really good kid. So the point, so how I got to it is, my wife just not made for raising kids. She can handle the stress in corporate America, which I can't handle. Great cook. We fight in the kitchen because I'm a great cook. Susie, homemaker, baker. Dream wife. Whoops. Sorry, I thought I'd shut that off. Expecting 2 important business phone calls. That's another thing. I'm a stay-at-home dad and run my own businesses, which will be a really good video next. So she couldn't handle it. So I'm like, so I gotta take care of the kids. No problem. Step up and do it. And it actually, everybody said I was going to be made for it. Even when I was a little kid, oh, perfect dad, it would be, awesome. And really it is. It's like my, is it called a second calling or whatever? It's like I'm made to do it. Like owning your own business or whatever, or, like sports, baseball, track, and motorcycling. I was one of the best motorcycle racers. So I guess it was kind of, to relate to it, it's like if you're a dumb jock or if you're a techie person, it's kind of like that. We're all geared to go in a certain path. And me being a stay-at-home dad, mom, whatever you want to call it, was awesome. Now, here's the weird part. And now I knew it's not normal for men to raise kids. It's not biologically normal for us. It's more of a woman thing. And I know in this PC world, I was probably, if this would ever get popular, to probably get shit for that. But I actually did. I had complete strangers, and it wasn't actually. It was like since we live in Florida, a lot of senior citizens. The senior citizens thought it was awesome. The guys would come up and thought it. The women were sometimes the women would give me attitude, but it was always the guys like in their 30s or 40s, whatever, that literally would just like make fun of me for doing it. And I expected, but I thought it was weird. My dad, that's a whole nother story. My dad was actually really supportive of it because, you got to stay at home to raise the kids. And that's something, you have to stay home from the kids. I don't believe in daycare, throwing them at grandmom or whatever. So we got to raise it. So that was another thing. I rearranged the businesses and all that stuff to do it. So, and then my son was getting older and had to have another kid. But the problem was, again, being on so many hormones, I knew I was dead in the water. So he gave me, was it Clomid or one of the, I should know all this stuff, like the anti-estrogens, drugs or whatever, pills to try, and again, didn't need them, because within, we'll just say the first day of it happened. So now we have a daughter, she's almost 2 years old, and I'll touch on that one in a second video. Now she's awesome, but she had a amniojoma. I'm pointing to my hamstring because on her hammy she has like this welt or whatever. So it was, we don't know, but we do know because it was super painful. So she cried all the time. So that even though my son was, really issues, my daughter, it was only issues, but I don't blame her. You can't blame her for that. She's in constant pain. Think about, if you're in constant pain, how much it sucks for us. And all she did was cry for hours and hours and hours. And I didn't have that magical thing up here like my wife does to calm her, which didn't always help. So that was very, that S word, it was really hard not to go crazy. Now, yeah, I'm nuts, if you get to know me, but in a different way. You know what I mean? I'm just a happy-go-lucky. I'm not depressed. One of the few people that isn't depressed. But that also, of course, bond us differently. But when I want to get this now is what I would do is after watching this video or hit pause or whatever, whether you were a good kid or bad kid, whether you knew it or not, call your mom. If you can see her in person, give her a hug and kiss. I love you. Because, they say it's the hardest job in the world, and I don't know. I think it's the most rewarding job. Yeah, you're not making millions of dollars, but you're raising your own kid, your own blood, your genetics, everything. It's yours, man. So it's a hard. It is super, 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 super hard. But I think it's way easier than going to a job, and especially now, there's no way. I mean, I have a hard time just going to the grocery store or going to a normal store and dealing with these, how everybody's a bunch of idiots now. But and remember back in those days, I guess, and it still happens. Dad would come home and we're my dinner, and all that good stuff. And I had friends. I remember Dad would come home drunk. Whose dad did come home drunk from the bar or whatever, and it wasn't with me, but I remember a lot of kids, oh shit, Daddy's home, we gotta run, and just come in and beat the wife, beat the kids, just a lot of that, or of course we had other stuff. But so you gotta remember the wife had to deal with that. So your mom had to deal with the stress of the kid all day, which I don't know, again, it's a different type of stress. And then dealing with the husband or whatever in the way home. So it's a lot. And I understand why a lot of women are a little cuckoo up there. But anyway, this is just a quick intro just to let people know how I got into it. And I'm going to do a million other videos of how to get through the day. And different things like that, what I went through, just to help out other dads. And that's something that you don't have to be qualified for. So we want to comment on this, chit chat, ask me questions in the next whatever weeks, months to come. Instagram it, but it's all Cleanse85 is the websites for the shirt. You can email me there. Wade at Cleanse85 is one, or actually I'm sorry, it's gonna be YouTube at Cleanse85 will be that one. And I'll get better with this, the editing or whatever. It's just, again, I'm watching my daughter on the camera and she's sleeping, she's in the other room. But anyway, I just wanted to tell a little bit how I got into it, and that's it. So be prepared. Probably want to be up real soon.